Now what we have now? We have only meetings and how we follow the Scrum. In the first of all, we have a sprint planning. How do you follow the sprint planning? So the process is like that. We are having the sprint planning. First, there is sprint planning execution. In the execution phase, we daily do the stand-up meeting. That will come. After stand-up meetings, means after execution, there would be a review. Review means all will sit together with the stakeholder and product owner. It will come, and then retrospective. The best part of the Scrum, the retrospective, or as I can say. So, in a sprint planning, there are two phases of the sprint planning. One is we generally used to say one is a sprint planning 1 and a sprint planning 2. So here is the sprint planning 1. So what we need to do a sprint planning 1? If you will see in the what section, one the commitment means how the process starts. Product owner will come with you with the team, sit together in a meeting hall. Product owner, maybe a stakeholder, generally they do not come. So product owner will come with the product backlog. You know, everyone knows about now the product backlog. So he will come with the product backlog. He will ask you this, he will give you the product backlog with the team, present the team. A Scrum Master will be there. Team will go through the product backlog, prioritized wise. Not the all product backlog, only prioritized wise. Based upon their velocity, a Scrum team will give the commitment. Okay, so if there is like up to this 4 Scrum is 4 tasks will come like 26 a story point, and our velocity is up to that. So a story will come up to this sprint. Now, if anything like estimation or anything happen, you have to clarify that product owner is there. You have to clarify. So second is that first is clarification. Another is that product owner will give you the acceptance criteria. So any type of acceptance criteria, how the story is that. Suppose ये fake है ना, कोई काम करनी ना. This would be like a story point, the story card, general way, where the Scrum team is following pure Scrum. There you will get such type of a story card, where a story is written in this way. As a developer, you need to do something, as a student information, something, whatever. A story task item is there. Here is acceptance criteria, back of this checkbox. All acceptance criteria, back side of this. This is the user story card with the story points. So you have now 4 cards with the team member. Team member will clarify all the story points. Till now, team member don't know who will work on this story. They don't know. They will only pick up as per the prioritized system. A Scrum Master reminds them who, like product owner, that why might be possibility. Some guys in leave, some guys on public holidays. Previous velocity, suddenly previous velocity was 18, and now product owner wants to do the job of the 26 story points. Not possible. So a Scrum Master duty to remind to the product owner that we will do like the 16 story points. Public holidays and leave is there. Like Manoj is on leave, there is 2 public holidays. So thinking of this all criteria, we will only pick that story which is about to fulfill in this sprint. Like if the previous sprints we finished 26 story point, might be the next sprint having 26 January or something holiday, or 2 guys in leave, Sally and Ajit is in leave. So overall sprint velocity might be less. So we will only pick 2 or 3. And all the acceptance criteria would be there. What is this? This is the acceptance criteria. You have to work based upon this story. This story acceptance criteria this. So when it will use? When will it use? It will use when you are giving the review demo to the client. Client will have their acceptance criteria. You will have your own. So on that time they will click. Oh, check. You done. Then it's okay. It's a done. Then definition of done okay, and this task is defined as okay. Then your sprint will okay. So a sprint planning meeting this thing. When first things of the sprint. In the sprint planning one, it's the first steps of the sprint. A sprint means what? Do you understand a sprint meaning? The last 4 hours I am telling a sprint. A sprint means a keyword for the 2 weeks defined as a whole and soul lump sum area. timing. Like if you are doing the job in a 2 week, it's a 2 week sprint. If you are doing the job for first 1 week, it's a 1 week sprint. So sprint is like, if you are following XP, again, some keyword. If you are following XP, there is a iteration, not a sprint. So even in a lump sum area, nowadays very rare people will say you that they have the differences between a sprint and iteration. So if someone is telling you iteration, you just easily understand that is the sprint and iteration are same. Both are the keyword used for the particular period. Time 1 hour per week of a sprint. Means if the 2 week of a sprint is there would be the 2 hour of a sprint planning. Who? Team, product owner, a scrum master, anyone with knowledge. Might be possibilities product owner don't know have the much ideas of the particular task. Maybe possibilities, not sure. So the business people or any other stakeholder will present there to clarify your task. Because in the sprint planning, what means क्या है, करना क्या है? Understand the point. What? Sprint planning phase means what? Means करना क्या है? तो हमें पता होना चाहिए. ये जो स्टोरी है, हमें इसके बारे में पूरा इन आउट पता होना चाहिए. तभी तो हम काम कर सकते हैं. That is the sprint planning, and the main phase is the what. This is, and then sprint planning 2 will come. After just finishing with the sprint planning 1, product owner will give you the task. This is a 4 task. So understand now we come. Now what happens? PB means product backlog. 4 items will move to the SB, a sprint backlog. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now this 4 items will remove from the product backlog. Directly it will come to the sprint backlog. A sprint backlog means those bunch of the tasks which we are going to work in this particular sprint, in a one sprint, current sprint. Okay. That is the sprint backlog. Might be someone will the client side they will ask you what is the sprint backlog and what is the product backlog. So this one is the sprint backlog. Now a sprint backlog is with you. There is no more product backlog in a sprint plan 2. A sprint backlog with you. Now the team will, just after finishing the sprint plan 1, the team will discuss together how to do. How? Okay, we have the task. कैसे करना है उसको? So we will define what design session. There would be some design session, might be possibilities. Some architecture design would be, because architecture or one level of architecture will follow whole the sprint. Solution may be possible like RFID. He told RFID don't know everyone, so he can describe why not 3 people is there, 5 people in the team, so 2 people start POC, and meanwhile 2 people do the POC, and meanwhile 3 people do some different work. So you can define create the standard. Create the what I can say like whatever the aesthetic, how to define all the tasks and how to do that on that time. A sprint planning 2, same day, same timing. Just a sprint planning 1 happened, another day PO will be not there, product owner will be not there, and they will start to do. How team will deliver this? Again, within the team, they will think how we will deliver. Do we require something extra, something more? So you have to discuss with the Scrum Master. Might create tasks, maybe possible. Some of the tasks came to your side. It's like a feature. Product owner was not aware of that. He given you. So on that time, you have to bifurcate that feature into task up to sprint planning 2. These all things is done in a sprint planning 2. Till now, still you don't know who is going to do the job, who is going to do the work on this job, particular task. When after SP1 time, 1 hour per week of a sprint means 2 hours of the sprint is the, actually a sprint planning is a 4 hour for the bi-weekly release, bi-weekly sprint. Means if the 2 week of the sprint, there is a 4 hour of the sprint planning. 2 week of sprint planning 1, another 2 week of sprint planning 2. Who? Team, a scrum master, PO on call. In second sprint planning, something I told you like might be possible, some epic came as if task. On that time we didn't realize, but once we are doing, on that time we realized that it's a epic, need to bifurcate, and might be a possibility we have to clarify with the product owner. So we need to call to the product owner, a scrum master will call to the product owner, hey Mr. Product Owner, we need to call, we need your suggestion, please come, and he will available. If he is not available, his duty to come to and available. So that is a sprint planning 2 and finish. A sprint planning done, come next. And now, after a sprint planning done, do a sprint planning in the week. 2 weeks means 10 days. Just think like this, 10 days. 1 day sprint planning and some 4 hour done, 4 hour you will sit with the team and
So story board होता है epic?
epic board होता है, always. A story is the minimum functionality task. Minimum functionality task. So after, and you have to do the 4 hours some more tasks, like 10 days, almost 9.5 is remaining. Now, every day you have to do the daily scrum. A sprint planning करके आए, इसके बाद we have to start the job. Okay, a sprint planning के बाद क्या होता है? Generally, remove from this one. Your sprint backlog is there. So come like Sally will take. Okay, Sally I will. अरे ये तो मेरा अच्छा है, मैं जल्दी कर दूँगी, इसको मैं लेती हूँ. Okay, no one will ask why. Ajit might be asked this one. Again Ajit this one and so. So everyone will start work on taking the picture of the task and start to do the job. On that case, no one will come like as a team leader, project manager. अरे कर क्या रहे हैं तुम इतने दिनों से? किसी टास्क क्यों नहीं उठाया? No one will ask you. As a Scrum team, अगर वो hybrid ना हो तो, if there is a hybrid, might be project manager ask and say something. That is a different criteria. But you have the main responsible person. Just take the task from the sprint backlog and start working on this without thinking anyone, because already you know what to do, how to do, everything you know in the sprint planning meeting. That's 4 hours past. Okay. So in the daily basis, up to whole sprint, we do the Scrum stand-up meeting. What is the stand-up meeting and what is the criteria? One criteria of the stand-up meeting is that it's a time box. Means 15 minutes and it not be more than 15 minutes. It won't be more than 15 minutes. Only 15 minutes is the stand-up meeting. I don't know how much time you are taking in the G4S as a stand-up meeting. 15 minutes. Now, what is the main, what is the purpose of that meeting? Only 3 questions you have to ask on that meeting. This is not written, what I am telling you. Only 3 questions. What you did yesterday, what to do today, and is any impediments. Now, how is the culture? A Scrum Master will be available there. Suppose I am a Scrum Master and I will be available there. But I am not asking you, oh Sally, okay, tell me what to do yesterday and what are you going to do today and what is your impediment. No. All the team will be a stand-up. A stand-up meeting means the criteria of a stand-up is all over will be a stand-up. Sit, face would be like sit together, like front to front face. So stand-up and front to front face. A Scrum team master will be there. He won't be say anything. He won't be do anything. Might be he will use their copy, diary and note something, impediments or something. But starting from like Sally started. Okay, so I did this study something. I am going to do something, and I have impediments. This. So Scrum master only write down. After you are finishing, Ajit suddenly start. No need to give like a status. It's not a status. That's why I am telling you. It's not like a status meeting. It's like giving your information to the within the team. So team should know what you are doing. Like not like that. The same sprint backlog you are both are doing work. You should know each other. First thing. Second thing. How is any impediment? Is anything know about each other? You can ask after the meeting. One thing. Third thing, that never ever a Scrum Master or any other team member will say, okay, you start. No, just in the stand-up meeting start. You have one person start. Any one person can start. And the person who is talking is not like looking only at Ajit and not looking to anyone. No, he is looking like that. Hey, yes, I did yesterday something this and today I am doing this and my impediments is this. Even he will not look to a Scrum Master also. A Scrum Master can't force, never tell, hey, why not you are looking at me? You should say me. No, it's not a status meeting. Understand? This is critical point in a stand-up building. Nowadays, I don't know who is the company following this, but something like different criteria. But you have the stand-up meeting like this. One thing. Second thing, daily Scrum finish. Now, second thing in the daily Scrum, there is a task board. Like there is a whiteboard. I am planning to bring on the Vertex. I hope so. I am not sure, but I am planning. There is a task board, and that task board, there is a flip paper, just चिपकाने के लिए ऊपर में रहता है. So create 3 types of things to do in progress and done. Whatever sprint you have done, whatever the task you have done, just or you are going to do, just write down, take the flip and paste there in the board, whiteboard. Whiteboard would be like here, like if the team is here, would be like here, or wall, direct wall also. Generally in general practice, if the wall is there, there is an enamel is there, So you can directly use the white pen, black marker or something. You can use that. Or if you do not want to use this, just put the whiteboard, put the sticky paper there and write on there. To do, you are going to do. Okay. All the sprint backlog is here. All the sprint backlog is here. Now, something Yogesh come here and he will pick this, put here his name Yogesh and paste here. So in progress. So anyone in the team, anyone within the team, product owner, whoever you want to look, do not ask, come to you and ask, hey Ajit, what are you doing? Because Ajit don't have such much a time to say a status to everyone, project managers, like a CEO, everyone, he can't give it. The owner, the guys who want to know what the team is doing, current right now, he will come and see the task board sometimes, he will go away. He do not disturb you. If he is disturbing more and more, there is a criteria in a Scrum. If he is disturbing more and more, you have to ask a Scrum Master, and a Scrum Master will ask the product owner, why are you disturbing my guys all the time?
कभी-कभी हमसे बोला जाता है हमें TFS ID मत
हमें
TFS ID मत बताओ क्या कर रहे हो ये बताओ
again hybrid. वो उस केस में, on that case, what you need to do? In that case, you do not need only TFS ID. You have to use the pane, so you can describe only one line or two lines. What is your task ID? Again, still somebody is asking you, means that is some behavioral problem with them. Because a Scrum never says that you have to give the status to anyone. A status board is there. This is type of a status board. What is in progress? Once the progress is done, you will take your slate, put in done. Means a sprint is how a sprint is going, this task board will be set. I hope I will start. Vertex में पहले ही start होगा. Monday तक ले आते हैं white board. So after this is the task board, and this is the sprint backlog to do. This is the section of. Any questions till now? This task board, the same type of task board is used in Kanban. If you will come into the Kanban is also a framework as using the methodology, agile methodology. So the same task board is used in the Kanban. Kanban का means होता है board and something written, some Kanban. So nowadays, if we are saying like a Scrum is using no, we are using a Scrum Ban. There is a methodology comes into the picture, a Scrum Ban, 2 or 3 years before we are, and we are generally using this methodology. A Scrum with the Kanban is the task board, and very good. Means it's a very feasible, feasibility wise and everything wise, it's a very good that no one will ask you that what he is doing and he will come and see one thing.
When you are picking the task, so there will be no one who will tell you you need to do this or do this.
No one will tell you.
You are just going and picking up the task.
Yes, but you should be self-organized or self-motivated that you should not keep that task which is very typical and Avadh will do. And बेचारा Avadh बैठा हुआ है, कैसे करे सर मुझे तो पता ही नहीं इतना technical. Because you have taken all the small tasks and once Avadh come and he is junior guys and he is looking, oh MSM की तो मुझे लगाना भी नहीं आता है. So you should be self-motivated like that. Means take your task on your responsibility, self-responsible, self-organized, that you should take a task on such a way like that match your criteria. So like that. Okay.
तुम्हारा नाम रखा हुआ. तुमने किया ये task.
नहीं, to do में. जब तक स्प्रिंट पे है, to do पे है, जब तक एक बैक होना. to do पे है तो किसी का नाम नहीं है, but in progress में नाम लिखा हुआ है कि कौन कर रहा है उस टास्क पे. Done पे भी वैसे ही रहेगा, उसी को हम वहाँ पे कर देंगे.
जीरो में भी सेम टास्क.
जी, जीरो में सेम टास्क बोर्ड है. और इवन एक टास्क बोर्ड फ्री भी है कहीं पे, मतलब ऑनलाइन कोई फ्री भी है टास्क बोर्ड. योगेश क्वेश्चन?
What point of time the time frame is decided?
Time frame you have 10 days में 1 day तो sprint planning and something 1 day retrospective review तो 8 days में करीब 6 से 7 दिन डेवलपमेंट 6 दिन डेवलपमेंट होता है बस 5 से 6 दिन डेवलपमेंट होता है तो आपको उसी में करना है.
If a particular story has 7 story point or 8 story point, then how do we decide the time frame?
8 स्टोरी पॉइंट कहाँ लिखा था कि 8 दिन लगेगा. स्टोरी पॉइंट का तो वो डे से मतलब नहीं है ना, वो तो कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी है, टाइप ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी है वो. तो जब आपको स्टोरी पॉइंट, जब आप स्प्रिंट प्लानिंग में ध्यान नहीं दिया, जब आप स्प्रिंट प्लानिंग में आपने टास्क को पिकअप किया, मींस यू हैव पिकअप ओनली दोस टास्क व्हिच द वेलोसिटी योर टीम हैज. इफ योर टीम वेलोसिटी इज 26, you are not going to pick up more than 26 story point task. Less than 26 story point task you will pick up. तो अगर आपने मैक्सिमम स्टोरी पॉइंट का भी टास्क लिया है then you will about to finish that. Or might be possible there is a task like 10 on 5 5 5. So might be someone will apart Sally taken that 5 one and you taken the 10 one. So after some time Sally is free, Sally might will help you because she is within the team and it's a self-organized team. She will come to you and ask, oh yes, बचा हुआ है, हंसेगी नहीं वो direct कर देगी. That is okay. Any questions? Yes.
अगर एक टीम है, let's say हमने बोला था सुबह कि 7 plus minus 2 में रहता है, तो उसमें is there any number defined कि इतने ही developers होंगे, इतने testers रहेंगे या
जनरली ऐसे डिफाइन है, एक टेस्टर होते हैं प्लस माइनस 7 प्लस माइनस 1 में अगर 9 है ना तो 2 टेस्टर होते हैं और ऑलमोस्ट 7 डेवलपर होते हैं. अगर 5 तक में तो एक ही टेस्टर होता है और 4 डेवलपर होते हैं. जनरली यही डिफाइन है, एक जनरल देता है, लेकिन ऐसा कुछ हार्ड एंड फास्ट नहीं है. माइट बी पॉसिबिलिटीज आपका टीम इस तरह का है कि उसमें बिजनेस एनालिस्ट चाहिए ही चाहिए. हो सकता है क्लाइंट बेस्ड पे है ना, तो इस चीज़ों को हम वो कर सकते हैं, एक ये डाल सकते हैं.
कंपनी और मतलब डिपेंड करता है.
श्योर उसमें कोई चेंज. नाउ स्प्रिंट बर्न डाउन, काम चल रहा है, everything is working on, we are working on the sprint, we are working on the task. What is a sprint burn down? A sprint burn down means amount of work remaining and days. So you have 6 days or 7 days to do the job, but in these 6 and 10 days how many jobs you are going to do? Like one thing I like to say, this is the dawn, so a sprint burn down, it's amount of work like 1 task, 2 task, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 day, 2 days, 3, 4, 5, 6, something. So it would be like this, 1 day is 1, 2 days में 2 tasks हुआ, 3 days में 3, 4. So something here से होएगा. Okay, amount of like 7. So how much we need to do? 7 tasks we need to do. So here is the day. Day would be here. Task would be here. Like means here 1, 2, 3, 4. So up to 3 days. 3 days remaining. So we can say like, oh, 3 tasks is still remaining. This is a sprint burn down chart. Keep remember another chart as per the Scrum prospects, a sprint burn up chart. Burn up chart will say you how much task you have done. Might be in general terms, the guys or the client generally they needs a Scrum guys. They will ask 2 questions, very useful questions for them. Is like, what is the difference between a sprint burn down chart and a sprint burn up chart? Burn up chart means whatever we have done up what we are doing the job. Burn down means how many is remaining still to do finish the sprint. That is okay. Okay. Who is going to update this? Either Scrum Master or team. Same. Where it would be? It would be in the like. Actually, what happens before coming to it? A Scrum team is something. Environment of the Scrum team is something different than this environment. If like the Scrum team, there is not like this plain wall, or even here भी plain wall होगा. कोई भी आएगा वहाँ पे, they can paste anything. And once you will inside the Scrum team, you will see a wall is full of with either burn down chart, burn up chart, a sprint backlog, any type of impediment, सब कुछ वहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है. That is the things. So a literal way में physically such type of a Scrum teams you have to create. But generally we don't have such a Scrum team or a Scrum environment everywhere. We generally use whiteboard or wall, some visual wall. Okay, come next. Now everything done, time lapses. How the tester is working? Where is this tester role? Tester role is there. Ashutosh role is where? Ashutosh तो आया और वो आराम से पैर पसारा चला गया कल कर, काम ही नहीं करना, कुछ तो काम ही नहीं मेरे लिए. Now what happens? One task is done, we have put it, we have checked in the code, check out the code. We just and the check-in code is come into the VM, the virtual machine, development virtual machine. Understand the environment, how the environment is created. The environment is totally different than what we are thinking. You have one virtual machine. Virtual machine everybody knows. If not knows, search on Google. सबको पता है ना virtual machine ना नहीं कोई बोलेगा. So virtual machine has the same environment as per the QA environment. So what we will do, once we have created the method, pick the DLL, put into the VM, ask the Ashutosh, I have put it the DLL, just check that. And Ashutosh is feasible to do that VM and start testing based upon that VM, not in the development machine, it's in particular VM. Okay? So he will testing is going on with that process. One of the tester, how much the sprint task is going on, the testing is going on that way.
One common VM?
Common PM.
Common virtual machine?
कॉमन वर्चुअल मशीन विद इन द टीम, नॉट लाइक कि आप किसी और टीम को डाल दें और आपको पता चला यही प्रॉब्लम हो प्रॉब्लम
विद इन द टीम।
या विद इन द टीम।
मुझे लगा हर आदमी का इंडिविजुअल वर्चुअल।
नहीं विद इन द टीम, वन मॉड्यूल वन प्रोजेक्ट का एक होगा। सो नाउ एवरीथिंग इज डन, द डे विल कम इन द 6 or 7 we 7, so एक दिन 6 days 7 days 8 days or 8 or 9 days, 9 days review will be done. So 9th of the days review meeting would be done. That is the definition of done. Like between the team and PO, whatever the acceptance criteria you have defined, where the definition of done comes. Now you are in position to review. Your sprint is done. You have finished your all sprint backlog, or you finished your sprint time. Two things happen. Either your sprint backlog task will be finished first, or a sprint time will finish first. On that case, review day will come. The last day, generally last day will be the review day. You have to come with your VM or your CI server, central server, with the team, with the PO, a Scrum Master, team member, and a stakeholder also. Here the stakeholder will present in the review meeting. Once he will check with your acceptance criteria, is their acceptance criteria. If anything mismatch, you have to define why. You have to describe there why this is mismatch. If they are not accepting, means your particular task of that sprint failed, that particular task come into the product backlog. Remember, that particular task come into the product backlog, now in the sprint backlog, means you failed on that.
On the day of review, what the developers should do?
On the day of, developer will present with the review team, all developer, not a Scrum Master will review.
Stop developing things and
Yeah, almost a stop, no development, last day no development. Not like, developer is not like labor all the time doing the labor, तभी पैसा मिलेगा, no. Review time you will be present where you will be present there with the team, and you have to describe if anything not behaving as per the acceptance criteria, why. Okay. Another thing, common definition, maintain quality, review. When the PO is also can check your quality also, how the quality of code is and all these things. You have to answer these things. Changes over time, 5. Other changes are in control of team and visual. Everything is like definition of done. How much definition of done is like that. Undone work. Now, what will happen? Two things happen here. Like one of your job is did not pass acceptance criteria. On that case, your job or your task will come back to the product backlog. Keep there. Okay. Nothing. Another thing is that might be possibilities. Some of the X number of some of the sprint there is some task which didn't in a sprint some task didn't cover. Maybe possibilities like something happened. Suddenly someone is sick and the task is still not about to finish. On that case, the same task again back to the product backlog. Now next sprint jump from the one sprint to the another sprint. Now in the next sprint, depend upon the product back owner that they want to do this task as a priority of the next sprint or not. Might be not, then okay. If yes, then we have to do. Second thing, last one is the sprint 1 plus the sprint 2 and the number of a sprint release. I already described how the release is going. Next.
So,
Yes.
so if I have done some task and it did not pass the acceptance criteria. and
Again say last line, task didn't.
If I did some task and it did pass the acceptance criteria,
Okay.
it came back to product backlog.
Okay.
So anyone from my team can pick up the task and do it, or either
No.
I only have to.
No. What happens? When it came to the product backlog, on the next sprint planning, the product owner will ask, okay, so this task is not done, so according to him, no, still this task is having the priority. So this sprint with this task should go. So this task will be again come as a sprint backlog. Now depend upon you or your team who will do. If you want to do, you can do, no problem. Based upon you and your team, it doesn't matter who will do. It's not any specific rule that I would leave the task, half he will do. Might be possible Manoj can do. So that's not a problem.
So acceptance criteria includes the complete functional workflow.
It's a depend upon it's a acceptance criteria is defined on the time of a sprint planning. A sprint planning one meeting, you remember there was acceptance criteria is there. So acceptance criteria, I created this as a user story. Whatever the acceptance criteria, either complete workflow, whatever the functionality, whatever that created by the product owner and a stakeholder for this task, you have to match these things. That is acceptance criteria and definition of done. They okay with this, then it's a definition of done.
So based on acceptance criteria,
Yes.
tester should make the test cases.
Yes, you're right. आशुतोष पास समझ में आ गया था ना इतना? Okay. Now, review already I have defined. Only so working software, yes. Less than 1 hour to prepare. Only done stories. Feedback, a state of release. Like after doing this, we can think that how much sprints we had lack of the sprint of release. Time 1 to 2. Where end of a sprint, it's about to 10 days. I mean the first half of the 10 days. Second half of the 10 days is retrospective. More with multiple teams. People who have feedback, a team, SMPO, product owner and a scrum master and team. All. Sometimes a stakeholder would also be in review. Depend upon a stakeholder availability and their choice of their availability and their choices. Okay?
सर ये स्टेट ऑफ रिलीज क्या है?
स्टेट ऑफ रिलीज अभी बताया बैक होना कि अभी जो हमारा स्प्रिंट आया है 2-3 स्प्रिंट हो चुका है. विच स्प्रिंट आफ्टर फिनिशिंग विच स्प्रिंट वी विल डू द रिलीज. Might be possibilities this is the last sprint to give the one release, first release. Okay, then the release process will start differently. Because most of the cases, if it's not a small company, in the bigger company, most of the cases all the release is automated. I'd like to let you know the Facebook criteria. Do you know? I think so. You should know. Facebook having the automated release. Like in Facebook, if anything you have changes, it will directly release in the production without help of anyone. They are only press of one button and release. And if anything that not behaving a good, like the Selenium automation testing is there over there, and the testing is not behaving good on that way, that will roll back automatically also. The whole process is automatic. When I was working on the master, there was not a such type of automation, but yeah, automation up to that level when the release day is there. Just we have our release automation engineer is having only one button, click, auto update. So click means whatever the server is in the release mode, two type of server, either event server or road server. So whatever in the event server in the release mode, all the application will deploy there automatically. They have written the code in Ruby on Rails. That's something different things. Okay, come. Yes. So now. Release is done, development is, sprint planning is done, development is done, review is done. Okay? What is the retrospective? Apart from this, what is behind this? We have some chocolates. अगर स्लीप फीलिंग कर रहे हैं कोई स्लीपिंग मोड में तो चॉकलेट ले सकते हैं. So, what is retrospective? Retrospective is just such a part where what happens in a sprint, like we are doing the job in a sprint and RFID. Suppose we are taking the RFID case. And Niger is doing the R&D or debugging in the RFID or doing the development on the RFID. He learned so many things. Might be possibility he learned so many things. So what he will do? He will sit with the team on the retrospective after finishing the sprint, after the review. All the team members will sit together with the Scrum Master and they will start to define, oh, do you know what I faced problem and I saw that this is the particular way we can do. So next time, if same type of problem will come, you can easily sort out. Or might be possibility based upon the adaptation, this adaptation, you can do the other job based upon this adaptation as fast. That is the retrospective. Anything happened to you that's lacking or good things, whatever is the bad thing or good thing, you have to express your knowledge there in the meetings and team will take a help of this. Agree? Now come. So how we are working as a team? Data facts, analyze root cause, action team means what we done, is any problem, any type of root cause analysis we can do here. Safety, a Scrum Master prepare and facilitate. What a Scrum Master will do, a Scrum Master will prepare a document if there is a document that would be helpful as a lesson learned. Those who is more than 10 years of experience here, if you will join to the PMP class, there is a term lesson learned. Every time the lesson learned will come. Here is also. Retrospective is the part of the lesson learned. So as a lesson learned, he will prepare a document. After meeting, he can give you अगले बार से ध्यान देना ये सब चीजों पे ना हो या ये सब चीजों को हम वैसे यूज कर सकते हैं. That's all thing. That agile retrospective, the guys who has created this. When after a sprint time, approx 1.5 hour, team and a scrum master and anyone team invites. If you want to invite product owner, you can trust him. Then might be possibility if you call to Prakash as a product owner, and once he will know, oh, Ashish has given the 3 days time, and you guys have do it in 2 days. The next day 2 days only. Not call that product owner. It will create another problem for you. Yes. So a very rare product owner will come on this retrospective, but a retrospective is a very good methodology in a Scrum. Not in a Scrum, in daily life we can use. After finishing one task, you can do the retrospective self within the team, what we have learned.
Self-realization.
Can say self-realization, yes, of course. Whatever, either bad or good. No one will laugh you on you. Why you did like this? No. Yes, I did on that time, that was the bad. So next time, I will do like this and we will do like this, it will be helpful. Like I can give one example. When I was doing the job in SCL, and there was a project, still there is like T-Mobile. So how the project is like, that project is totally depend upon the WCF services. So what happened now that time, generally we lack of the development because the WCF services team is not able to give us the services on time. So how we start to do practices, we create a fake class, like think in mind, like what the service will do. Either service will save or give the result. 2, 3 CRUD application everywhere. So we created a fake class of CRUD applications. Whatever we want to pass as a parameter, we put it in the class. Whatever we want to take as a parameter, as a select a statement, we put on that class. And we use that class on behalf of WCF services and created all the front-end code. Like whatever the code in the REST services and JavaScript and all we created. Once the services come, just remove that class, link our business layer to that services, and everything is working. So that was the retrospective, that was our lesson learned. Oh, next time we can do like this, we will do the fast. Do not rely and do not stand by to wait of that services. So same thing, you can always face the same issue and you can always take so many positive things on that way. Okay. किसमें करते हैं?
गेटिंग में जो प्रोजेक्ट था उसमें यही करते थे, नोटपैड पे जेसन अपने खुद ही बना के
और डिजाइनिंग हो जाता
खुद
है।
ही बना के कोड कर लो, जब वो देंगे तो इंटीग्रेट कर देंगे।
हाँ? यही तो क्या है? What? TDD? No. सुबह, this is not a TDD. No. अब तुम्हें हाँ जुगाड़ ठीक है, लेकिन TDD नहीं है। TDD में बताऊंगा अब जब बैठेंगे वहां पे तो मंडे को। नेक्स्ट, अब अभी बैठेंगे तो अभी 5 बजा दोगे। So action poster means like what we have done. Almost finished. A Scrum done. No more Scrum after this. Retrospective was the last and nothing else. So what how we'll check? One more thing. I mean this is something different. No BT key statement. That is the red one. One more thing in the Scrum and Agile that we should have the capability to say the no. We can't do this in this sprint. Like no is the keyword. Generally, we Indians do not follow to say. We Indians such a flexible guys. If anything we don't know, either we don't know Java and they will ask, can you do with the Java? Just can do.
That's positive.
But what you have to, if you are working in the Agile methodology, you have the capability to say no. Why no? Because in the 2 weeks of sprint, whatever you can do, only you accept that. Do not accept more than your velocity. More than your average criteria. It will create your problem. The next sprint, 2 sprint, 3 sprint after that, might be someone will ask you, why are you lacking the sprint? Or why your task is lacking in every sprint? So, the no is the basic in the statement. Next. It's the poster of retro poster. Next. And finish. Up to question answer the question. Yes. Now question answer, half an hour. Yes, you.
प्रोडक्ट बैकलॉग से स्प्रिंट बैकलॉग में यूजर स्टोरेज की प्रायोरिटी कौन डिसाइड करता है?
Priority means sprint backlog priority.
प्रोडक्ट बैकलॉग से जो स्प्रिंट बैकलॉग
Okay, what happens in a sprint product backlog? Okay, 1 minute.
Product owner.
No, like ये आइटम है 1 2 3